Stand up. Everyone stand up for a second. Stand up, stretch out the leg, shake it off. Look around your table, look around the room, make eye contact, get a little bit awkward. These conferences are incredibly special for your business, and somebody that you just looked at in the room right now, they have the information that's going to take your business to the next level. That's what happens at these conferences. So take it in. Don't be shy. Ask the questions you want to ask on these next couple days, because you can take that information back home and 2x, 3x your business. They're little tiny nuggets hidden everywhere. Was that long enough? Stretched out. I mean, my legs are still cranked from that spin class. I'm going to do a quick squat here. Also, before we get started, I just want to thank Alex. Putting communities together like this, I'm not that religious, but it's God's work. It takes a lot to get everyone together. It's incredibly special. You're having an amazing year one, and I'm so excited to be here and see where this event is in 5 years. Congratulations. I'm here with HD Photo Hub, and I'm going to be speaking about the $10 feature that builds a six-figure real estate media business and the most important automation you might not be using. First question I want to ask everyone, who here considers himself to be a high-volume shooter? Okay, about half the room. And who's more like boutique, luxury? Okay, so, and then anyone who didn't raise their hand, what are you? Okay, well, this little talk I'm going to give pertains to everyone, no matter if you're high volume or if you're a luxury shooter. This is young Oliver. This is me, I don't know, 15 years ago. My name is Oliver Ward. It's of Hollywood because I was in love with Hollywood. That's what I wanted to do. I was a filmmaker. I was an actor. I was a director. I poured a lot of love and energy into creating stories. And I did that right up until I got married. And then I realized it's not sustainable. There's only a few that really make it. And I went looking for something else I could do with all my cameras. And I became this more slightly serious guy, a little bit older guy. And I backed my way into real estate media. I did weddings, I did portraits, I did all the things. But when I found real estate media, I was like, wow, this is a real business. This is something that you can template, that you can scale, that you can grow. And I knew this because, what's going on? I knew this because my other friends in the film industry, they saw that I had a house and a mortgage and kids, and they were all getting tired of the film industry as well. And they said, how are you doing this? So I started making videos, coaching, and templating my close friends on how to also provide real estate media services. And that's when, for me, I kind of also backed into coaching because I realized it's something that, of all the filmmaking work that I did, that is highly templatable, if that's a word. And so that's kind of my journey. That's how I got into this industry. So coaching, I've coached about 40 businesses, and my specialty is taking people from zero to $10,000 a month. That's what I specialize in because that's kind of what I've done for myself. I do that in Muskoka, Ontario, and now I do it in a little beach town in Costa Rica. That's kind of my area of expertise. Those are the type of clienteles I find. So I'm not high volume and I'm not luxury. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. But from coaching people and helping them grow from nothing to a $10,000 business, what I have seen and realized is everybody is talented. Everyone is great with the camera. Everyone's a good storyteller. Everyone has something that they bring to this industry, but that's not what sets us apart. It's the expectation that we're talented. That's why real estate agents give us their credit cards, give us their money, because they want us to do it. So we're not competing. And there's a caveat there because there are some people, James specifically, who are exceptionally talented. And so you can compete on talent. But for the majority of this market, talent is not what we compete on. When I'm coaching and we're ready to launch a business, we've made the website, the technique is dialed in, they feel good about the workflow. What do you think most people want to do to start competing and getting into the market? What do you think the number one thing people suggest to me? My clients say, okay, I want to land my first client. What do they most likely compete with? Price across the board. And competing with price is garbage, in my opinion, for two reasons. One, I kind of see it as like steroids. You inject the steroids, you get really strong, you drop your price, you get a few clients. It's great for a moment. The moment you stop taking the steroids, you lose your gains. The moment you try to raise your prices, you're going to lose those clients you brought in. It might be good to gain a little bit of experience, but it's not sustainable. And the worst part of that, I think, is when you go for the lowest possible price, it makes you weak in other areas of your business, because we shouldn't be competing on price. We should be competing on customer service, on delivery, on speed. But price lets you ignore all those parts of your business because you're just the cheapest option. So what I've seen, the commonality, the businesses that win are the ones that serve better. You can see this very quickly if you just are on Instagram or looking at any real estate media business that has personal branding. They do a lot of educating. They do a lot of sharing of best practices. They come to conferences like this. They learn about new tools, and they're sharing that with their agents. They are the voice of real estate media in their market. And so I'd encourage all of you, just as a little side note, if you don't have any type of educational content in what you do for agents, and that doesn't mean it has to be online. It can even be one-on-one. You can do private chats with your agents and just share information so that they see you as the authority in that market. That creates an incredible amount of stickiness between you and your agents. How many people here have contracts with their agents where they have to work with them? Does anyone have? So we have 1, 2, 3. It's very uncommon in our industry to have contracts. It just doesn't happen. We feel like we have retained business, but we really don't. We're like a restaurant that serves good food, has good chefs, good servers. People come in, they buy our food, they leave. They don't have to come back. The only reason they come back, well, they love the food, they love the service, and that's kind of it. And the way I see our industry going, how much time do I have? I know I only have 15 minutes, which my wife says is plenty, but I got to speed it up, I'm sure. That's a sex joke, everyone. It's the singularity of tech and AI and hardware is happening so fast. We were in Mexico. I saw things that blew my mind, and I immediately thought, oh, in a short amount of time, I think it was predicted 5 years, but I think for what we offer in a short amount of time, because we're all talented, we all have the same gear, there's going to be very little that separates us. The one thing that will always make you stand alone is your quality of service. So restaurant, you go in, you order a food, the food is great, the ingredients are great, but the server just broke up with his girlfriend. He's drunk, he's uncomfortable, he's unhappy. He gives you bad service. Doesn't matter how good the quality of everything was, they're gone. They're not coming back to spend money on you. That's how I would like all of you to think about your business. On every interaction you have with an agent, what is the quality of service that you're giving the agent? Hanging in there, Ree? Okay, good. So that's my premise, and this is like the biggest takeaway that I want to give to everyone. It's not a business hack. There's not even. I'm going to give you one tangible thing that I do with HD Photo Hub that really has worked well for me. But look at your entire business workflow and think about your customer service. That, to me, moving forward in our business where there are no contracts, is going to be your biggest competitive advantage. Like James, his process of sitting with agents and going through every single step and educating and telling them how this is going to help them win, that is customer service. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That creates an incredible stickiness between him. The first thing you can do, or the first area that I would say to practice is in the delivery. Because we treat, at least I see most people I coach, they treat delivery as a transaction. Here's your media. Where's my money? See you later, right? It's like, it's very transactional, but that's a moment where you can deliver an extra bit of customer service. And I started doing this with the marketing kit. So how many people here use HD Photo Hub? Bless you. The marketing kit is really beautiful tool that they've created for us in HD Photo. It takes all the agent's branding, all the photos, all the media that you've made. And when you deliver your final email, that was a lot of breath, it takes all of that and it makes a whole bunch of pre-made social media assets for the agent. And it's pretty massive. There's a lot to choose from there. It's like a massive power tool. And that's what I realized. I was giving agents like a hacksaw or a drill or something that could do a lot for them, but it was a little bit intimidating. There's like so much to use there. A typical experience for an agent, especially when you first onboard them, is they'll get your email. Here's this, here's that. Here's the marketing kit. They click on it. They go, well, that's a lot of stuff. I like that, but I'll get back to it. They go off. They have their day. They may never come back to the power tool. They might not even know how to use it. So what I've been doing, that's me. I only wear this shirt, by the way, is every time I get a new agent that books in with me, the first thing I do is I ask them for all their branding information. I rarely get it. I don't know why. They don't really understand the ask, or they don't understand why I want it. So me or someone on my team will go and we'll scrape the internet. We'll get all their branding, their logos, their headshots, and I'm populated into HD Photo Hub so that their profile is complete, because HD Photo Hub is going to use that profile to populate the marketing kit. They don't know that I've done this, but I've done it ahead of time. When I deliver the content, the first thing I do is I hop on Descript or Loom or whatever screen recording software that you have, and I make a video and I say, hey, thanks so much for working with us. I'm just going to take you quickly through the delivery because we do things a little bit different, and I want to make sure that you maximized all the tools that we're offering, because it's a great way to get more content out for your listing. By the way, when you launch something on social media, and I do a little bit of educating, I let them know that maybe a quarter of the people are going to see any one post. So when you launch a new listing, launch one post a week for at least a month. That's the best way you can serve your client, and that's the best way you can serve your agent, right? So you're doing a bit of educating, and then you're saying, guess what? We have this tool that lets you do that with almost no effort. Here, it's already all done for you. And if you want to edit things, here's this really cool edit feature. And I just walk them through and I show them what it is. And I put that at the very top of the email, so they have to watch it. Well, they don't have to, but they watch it before they actually dive into the delivery. And that makes this incredible, that takes the likelihood that they use the service way up. And I get all sorts of comments. Thank you for the information. I pass it on to my team. And then the next day, I see one of these posts on social media. It worked. So don't just deliver the media. Help your agents win. If they can feel that, they're going to stick with you. No contracts required. Now, the other little automation I said I would mention in HD Photo Hub, I mean, you can do it manually, but it's in HD Photo Hub. There's a little switch. I think it's already automatically turned on. After you deliver to your agents, you can set it 24 hours later, 3 days later, a week later. You ask them for a review. When you've done all that high-level customer service, they give you that review. I talked to the Google overlords. They said it takes about 15 real reviews on your website to skyrocket the trust score. So that's like, if you haven't gotten to 15 reviews, make that your mission, because the amount of traffic I get just from having a high trusted website and the new leads I get from that is huge. And so use that automation.